Hi, I'm David Burns at Long Lane Honeybee Farms, and today I want to show you how we install packages of bees. I've got a hive here that I'm going to be working on, and as you can see, most of the frame in this hive has drawn foundation. That means the foundation has already been drawn out. It's a foundation sheet, and you see that last year this is one where they've drawn it out nicely. So I'm going to make sure that I put these in when I shake my package in here. Well, here's the package of bees, and this is the way we've shipped packages for probably well over 100 years now, in a box with screen on it. And first, when you want to install your package, you simply shake them down a little bit. I poked myself with a screen, but shake them down like this, and then spray them with sugar water. This makes them a little less flighty, gives them something to eat on. I kind of wet the outside of the cage there and shake them again. And then I want to take off this top plate. This holds their candy jar feeder in place. Then I remove the jar. And then I want to cover that hole up so they don't fly out while I work on the queen. Now the queen is in a plastic cage this year. I want to take the cage out. I want to look at her, and she's walking around in there. This plug is the plug that I want to take off so that we can expose the candy. You can see candy on the end there. I'm going to set this queen over here and just put her right there on top of the hive. Now I'm ready to shake the bees. I'm going to knock them down, spray them once again, and just pour them in the hive. As you can notice, I'm not wearing a hat or a veil. You should wear a hat and a veil. Just start shaking the box really well and shake them down in there. Now, not all of them will go in there, and so what I do is I take the box again and just knock them down. Knock them over in a corner like that. Pour some more in. Keep doing that. You can work them up into a ball and just dump them in. That's good enough. I'll leave this in front of the hive. I want to block off the entrance. Oh, it's already blocked off. Okay. Good enough. I'll start putting some frames. When you put the frames in, they may not go all the way down because of the bees, so don't smush the bees. Just start putting frames back in. The last thing that we want to do is make sure we put our queen in. Double check to make sure that you have your candy plug removed. You can see they're already taking care of the queen. Now, it doesn't really matter where you put her. I like to put her up the top here. And I'll just wedge this between two frames. Point it down just a little bit. And that's how you install a package. All I have to do now is put the top on. And I'll usually wait probably another 3 to 5 days. Then I come back to make sure the queen's released. That's it. Okay, I want to show you several different kinds of queen cages that you're going to run into when installing your package. And just a few minutes ago you saw my demonstration of releasing a queen out of a plastic queen cage. But many of you, even from us, will receive a package that has a package that looks like this. And it will have the queen cage suspended, as this one does, in a wooden cage from the top. So I want to go ahead and give you a description of how to release the queen from a wooden cage. I want to show you this particular queen cage. It's a wooden cage, and it's been one that we've used for a long time, maybe 100 years. And it has 3 little holes in it. And when you receive yours, I wanted to point out a few things about this. It has 3 circles in it with a screen on top. Now the queen will be inside, usually, not always, but usually with some attendants. Queens like to be fed and taken care of by bees, the attendant bees. So in this case, what you're going to find is, this is a used cage. But when you have a new one of these circles on one end, a whole circle here, will be full of candy, either this end or that end. It'll look like just a solid white piece of candy. And this cage has holes on both ends. A hole here and a hole here. The end without the candy is going to have a cork in it. The end with the candy will have a cork in it. It's important for you to realize the only cork that you want to take off is on the candy side. Look for the side with the white plug of candy and only remove the cork from that side. Do not remove the cork from the side that does not have candy, or you will allow the queen to walk right out prematurely before the hive gets used to her. And they could. To summarize, let me just summarize again by showing you that there are, as we talked about, there are 3 different types of, there's several different types, but we'll go with them 3 most common types of cages. This is the traditional wooden cage that has candy in one of these circles. You remove the plug, remove the cork from the side with the candy in this wooden cage. Then, as you saw earlier in the video, many packages now use the plastic queen cage. You pull this plug here off the tip to expose the candy here, allow the queen to be released that way. And some people use the smaller wooden cage. The candy plug is in the black cylinder. Alright, keep it straight, don't mess it up. Now I want to make one more comment about packages of bees. Someone once told me, and I've not seen it documented, I'm not sure where they grabbed the statistic, but they said that 25% of all packages that are installed actually abscond. There's a difference between absconding and swarming. Absconding means the whole hive leaves, every last bee. Maybe there'll be a few left, a handful. And swarming, it means that the older queen leaves with about 1/3 of the hive, and that's swarming is a way that a hive can naturally multiply and make another hive. Absconding is different. Many people wonder what happens when they install a package and all at once the entire package absconds. They leave. They begin to feel guilty that maybe they did something wrong. They start thinking that the bees don't like them anymore. That my bees don't like me, they left, I'm a bad beekeeper. But you got to realize this happens time and time again. I suggest that if you're really worried about your hive absconding after you install the package, they'll do it within the first 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And so this is a queen excluder. What you can do is place this right above your bottom board. Like this is the bottom board here, and you can put it right here like this. And then you can put your deep hive body right on top of this, so that the bees, when they fly in, the bees can go through the queen excluder, but the queen up here is not going to go through the queen excluder and leave. And of course, if you're fortunate enough to have drawn comb for the queen to lay in, that's what you need to put in your package. Before you install it, you need to put it in the hive. Put the drawn comb in the hive, as many as you have available. Maybe you have some left over from a hive that maybe died last year. You need to put the drawn comb in the hive, shake the package on drawn comb. That will greatly reduce the chance of the hive absconding.